Let's start out by creating some animation. Create a sphere, go to the first frame in the timeline, press the S key to start keyframing. Move somewhere else in time. You can move to 30 frames in. Go drag this ball forward and press the S key again, and that creates this ball dragging on the floor. To give it a little bounce, I'll go somewhere between the first and last keyframe, say around frame 15. And I'll lift the object up and then press the S key. This creates a bounce. Behind the scenes, under Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor, we're creating this spline, and we'll visit behind the scenes and the spline later on. This Graph Editor is to help you understand, so this way you can look at the motion curve and edit it, whether here or out here in the viewport, to get the type of smooth animation you're looking for. Go close this up. If I want to repeat this animation, my choices are to go to frame 60, drag this object forward, then press the S key to put a frame there. So now my ball bounces once and then slides, and then go somewhere between frame 30 and 60. Let's say at frame 45, and lift up this ball and press the S key again. And now we have this ball bouncing. That could become tedious. Let's say you're trying to animate a box of clown noses that fall off the table and start bouncing around on the ground. Or it could be just one ball that is slowly bouncing away. Another way to repeat this animation without going to the graph editor, I undid my keys, so now I just have this one bounce. Another way to repeat this animation is to click in the time slider and drag over all these keys. So this highlights all the keys. I can move those keys by clicking the double arrow. Now the ball does nothing until it hits the keys for the bounce. I could also compress time by selecting one of the arrows at either end and dragging this highlighted region. Now my keys are condensed like this. This is my new animation. Let me put it all the way at the beginning again. And now I want this to repeat. I'm going to highlight my keys and that's done by pressing the Shift key and dragging this region out by left dragging the mouse across all the keys. Then right click this region to pull up a menu. Copy. This is a different copy than Command C or Control C on the keyboard. That type of copy copies the selected object. Here we're copying keys. So you have to right click and use the menu to copy. I'm going to go to frame 10 right here. And now I'm going to right click again, paste connected. Paste connected, if you look at the graph, will continue the curve in the same motion. Paste connected. We've got that bouncy motion here. So bounce, bounce again. If I want this bounce to start diminishing, keeping the curve open so you can see what's happening. Let me go to this keyframe by clicking this keyframe toggle, and I'm standing on that keyframe right here. This is the controller to play animation, play it backwards, stop an animation, or to jump between keys. I want to go to this key, so it's right there, by just dragging this object down and then pressing the S key. And now the curve diminishes.